Welcome to episode number 3 of Carlos Anaya's We Mad Learn cast. Today's episode is titled The Three Beliefs and is hosted by Carlos Anaya. Three well-researched beliefs guide the crash course as a whole. Uniting them is the overarching conviction that while massive change is underway and guaranteed in the future, we have the ability to influence the course that is unfolding. Stay tuned as we dive deep into these transformative beliefs.
Hey guys, how you doing? This is Carlos from Econ Learning Center channel, and I'm here to introduce my We Man Learn cast. Here to host it, episode number 3, which I'm gonna be talking about the three beliefs. So, thank you for everybody that's tuning in. I'm gonna be starting in about 1 minute. Welcome to Econ Learning Center, episode number 3. I'm going to be talking about the three beliefs. As you see on the introduction video, what I'm going to be talking about is very important that it pertains to all of us, every single one of us that are working right now at this moment. Everybody that has a job, everybody that has no job, this pertains to you. It's called the three beliefs, chapter 1. All right, there's 6 chapters on this crash course, and I'm gonna be putting it out there for you guys to check out this crash course in my We Mad Learn cast, because this crash course is very important for you guys to take. It's free online, so if you want to know where, let me know. Get in contact with me at the end of this webinar. Well, I'm going to try my best to stretch it into an hour and 30 minutes the most. So let's get started. So what is the crash course? The crash course introduces 3 foundational beliefs that shape the entire framework of the crash course. You see, these beliefs are based on a deep research system, thinking, and historical patterns. Together, they form a lens through which we can better understand the massive changes currently unfolding in our world right now at this moment. At the heart of all 3 beliefs lies a powerful and empowering idea. Although significantly, transformation is inevitable, we can still shape how we respond and adopt. We still have time, guys. We still have time. Belief number 1, I'm going to be talking about, belief number 1 is the next 20 years will be completely unlike the last 20 years. This first belief emphasizes that the decades ahead will not follow the familiar patterns of the past. The factors that drove progress, chiefly cheap energy, expanding debt, and resources abundance, are either reaching limits or undergoing major shifts in the world. The assumption of that tomorrow will look like yesterday is no longer valid. From economic systems to energy use and environmental stability, we are heading into uncharted territories, guys. Now, when it comes to belief number 2, the end of growth as we know it, traditionally, economic models rely on continuous growth, particularly exponential growth, as given. However, the second belief asserts that growth, especially has driven by fossil fuels energy, rising debt, and resources extraction, is no longer sustainable, you know, resources concentrate, ecological degradation, and diminishing returns are creating a ceiling of growth. So, this doesn't mean collapse is inevitable, but it does mean that systems dependent on endless expansion are vulnerable. Now, when it comes to belief number three, the crashes are inevitable, but we can still prepare. The third belief, account knowledge, knowledges that systematic breakdowns are likely in various domains: financial, environment, energy, social, sociality. However, rather than responding with fear or resignation, again, rather than responding with fear, never respond with fear, because fear brings negativity into your mind. You know, it makes you stop things that you know that you can do, and you feel that in your heart that you can do, but that fear sometimes holds you back. Don't let that hold you back. Do it. All right. So with fear or recognition, this belief insists that informed individuals and communities can take proactive steps. That's me, guys. In Econ Learning Center, I'm teaching my clients and my students how to take these proactive steps that are inside this whole entire course. This is a crash course. And throughout my WeMat Learncast, from chapter to chapter to chapter, I'm going to try my best to cut it down for about an hour or hour and a half. All right. And you're going to see this crash course. The more you tune in, you're going to see chapter 1, 2, 3, and so on and so on. All right. So, so by increase resilience, that's what I'm trying to increase, guys. Resilience, which is you guys, reducing dependence of fragile systems and investing in local regenerative solutions, we can not only weather the coming changes, but also thrive in new ways. But also learning financial literacy, you know, uh, this is like a financial literacy course. You know, that's how when I took it, that's how I seen it. Educated me about how the world goes around, the three E's, the three beliefs, you call it, the money, the credit, the investing, you know, the social security, the welfare, and so on and so on. So in summary, the crash course begins with solving, yet hopefully a message, a massive non-linear non-linear change is coming, and it's already here, guys. It's in motion. You see it in the news. You see it in the news. Everything is changing. You know, when have you ever heard about, you know, getting another ID for your license with a little star? You know, you in America and the United States, but you need that shit. You got a license. Don't you think a license is enough? You got to put a little star and pay $35 to get another ID. Really? Just to travel? You're an American citizen. You should not have to do that. You know, and those are little changes that are happening. You know, tariff and all these things that are happening. All these things that I'm talking about is in this course. Before these things were happening, these things that are happening right now are inside the course. They were in the course like more than 10 years already. So I'm shocked that a lot of people haven't seen this course yet. You know, I've been putting out this course for years online in my platform. And the only ones that took this course is my clients and my students. So I'm giving you guys the opportunity to get this course and watch the whole entire course for free, you know, because it's free. It's in Facebook, it's in Twitter, it's in YouTube, and it's also in my website. So, and also in my classes. This is how I teach, learn by doing. This is part of my financial literacy program, just a little part of it, you know, because this crash course is what's going to change your mindset in less than 67 days, because people, us human beings, have 67 days to decide what the heck we want to do with our lives, and 24 hours. So basically you could say 68. So again, masses non-linear change is on the way, is in motion, guys. Everything is in motion, but we are not hopeless yet. By learning financial literacy, understanding these beliefs, and taking purposeful action, taking action, to protect yourselves from these beliefs, we can reclaim agency in an uncertain future. We could reclaim our our beliefs back, our life back. So, you know, now the question is, would you like a visual summary of infographic versions of these beliefs? Well, I got good news for you guys. I specifically have a video that's going to show you what these beliefs are. What I want you to do, make sure that you have a paper and a notebook and a pen for you to write on, you know, on things that you think that are bothering you, and then you know, shift those negative things to something positive. And in the Econ Learning Center, we'll show you that. If you tune in every single Monday nights at 8 p.m. to my We Mad Learn cast, this is what you're gonna learn. So this is not only a podcast, this is a learn cast, a combination of both. Video, talking, and learning all together. On time video, talking, learning. You know, and basically, what you're going to be learning today is about the three beliefs, which is going to shock you. So don't get pissed off. Everybody's pissed off already, how the world is going. But can you protect yourself from it? Yes, you could. So let's get started on these three beliefs.
Welcome to Chapter 1 of the Crash Course.
Is watch this video.
It's very important to distinguish between facts, opinions, and beliefs. I will be crystal clear when I am presenting facts, stating an opinion, or communicating a belief. So let me be right up front about this. Based upon the years of analysis spent developing the Crash Course, I hold three beliefs. And I'm going to share them with you and then spend the rest of our time showing you how I got to these beliefs. The first is that the next 20 years are going to be completely unlike the last 20 years. Why is this important? Because we tend to base our view of the future on our most recent experience. That is, whatever just happened last is our expectation for what's going to happen next. That's just part of being human, and it's a remarkably good strategy most of the time. But it can be a gigantic liability at key turning points. My belief is that the changes that will make the next 20 years so different have already begun. So we can reframe that belief by stating that massive change is already upon us. When I first began presenting this material way back in 2005, I used to say massive change is coming. Well, it's here now, and the belief I hold is that it's really just getting underway, and it will last for a very long time, and I'll show you why I hold that belief. Next, I believe it's possible that the pace and or scope of change could overwhelm the ability of our key social and support institutions to adapt. Katrina taught us that a major U.S. city could be wiped out and pretty much remain that way for years. That is an example of major change occurring faster than our ability to respond. The types of changes I foresee in our economic landscape are larger than Katrina, much larger. For example, the financial crisis of 2008 came within a whisker of taking down the entire global banking system.
Yep.
Yet I see the risks going forward as even greater than they were then. My third belief is that we do not lack any technology or understanding necessary to build ourselves a better future.
Congratulations.
We already have everything we need. Rather, we only lack the political will to do the right things, which really is a reflection of the fact that we, the people, have not yet raised our voices in unison for real, substantive change. So the good news is that we already have everything we need. The bad news is that we might not deploy it fast enough. Remember,
you think they're
these are
doing the
simply my
right thing?
beliefs right
I don't
now,
think so.
and I reserve the
Well,
right to
listen to this
change them
video.
if new information suggests that they need to be modified or replaced. In Chapter 2, titled The Three E's, I will describe the central idea underlying the crash course so you will know what to expect as we move along.
But there you go, guys. See, it wasn't that long. The videos are short, they're not that long. And as you can see in the picture on the screen, those are the chapters of the crash course. Those are the chapters. We're gonna be talking about the three E's on my next episode, which is episode number 4. Of my We Mad Learncast. I'm gonna be talking about the three E's. But I still got a couple of minutes, so let's get deeper. Because it takes an hour for this We Mad Learncast, to end. I have it on a timer for a whole hour. So basically, every single week, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Tune in. There's gonna be a link, at the end of this We Mad Learncast. There's gonna be a link there where you can register, for you can see the next episode and the next episode and the next episode and so on. So the first episode is gonna be about the three E's, which is gonna be about energy, environment, and the economy. All right. And then the next chapter is going to continue. It's going to be the essentials of growth. What's going on now? There's too much growth in the world going on, too much people in the world. So if there's too much people in the world, there's less things, products and services in the world. And that's why things are so expensive too, But if you check out this crash course, tune in every single Monday nights at 8 p.m., guys. Every single night at 8 p.m. So, so that's what the crash course is all about, guys. That's what the crash course is all about. And yeah, so so those three beliefs are the things that are happening right now. What can you do? You got to protect yourself. You got to educate yourself with personal financial development courses, And in Econ Center, in my organization, which is in Prospect, Connecticut, I physically have a place where you can learn these things: financial literacy, repay your credit, taxes, and so on and so on. At a very affordable price, much less than these companies that teach financial literacy, and they charge too much money. They charge too much money. The reason you're learning financial literacy is because you want to learn how to get more money. You want to learn how to get more debt. You want to learn how to repay your credit, and so on and so on. You want to learn the system, how money works, the timing of money works, how the timing of credit works, how the timing of investing works, and so on and so on and so on. That's why I want you guys to tune in. Please tune in. I'm trying to get this We Mad Learncast viral. So help me out, guys. Share these videos for me, and you will get rewarded. All right, you will get rewarded. And yeah, these are some of the chapters that I'm gonna be putting out there. I'm gonna be talking about the three E's: assets and liabilities, quarantine, easing. I'm gonna be talking about debt, how debt is created, the demographics, which is people, the bubble, which is the next bubble that's coming, which might be credit. So make sure you get your credit straight. I'm gonna be talking about the money creation, the banking creation. What should I do? What should you do after you finish watching this whole entire crash course? That will be the last chapter. What should I do? And you're gonna be talking about the exponential growth, the future shock, the money creation of the Feds, the growth versus prosperity, and much, much more. All right. So every single Monday nights at 8 p.m., tune in to my website. Go to my website right now to econlearningcenter.org. You can Google me, my name, put Carlos Anaya, Econ Learning Center, Econ Learning Center. You could Google me and you can find me and you can find my website. So register there. Another way that you can do is download my app, at tinyurl.com/capital W as in we, mad, MAD, learn, LEARN, and then cast, CAST. Put it all together, tinyurl.com/we mad learncast. You go there and you could download my app and you can see all the content that I have, my financial literacy program that I have, my affordable financial literacy program that I have, and things like that. I'm here to help, guys. I'm here to help. So if you're in financial distress, you have some credit issues, get in contact with me. Tune in. Tune in for 1 hour to my We Man Learncast every Monday nights at 8 p.m. Soon I'm gonna be having my own Learn by Doing financial literacy Netflix channel. You know, uh, and I'm working on the name. I have the platform already. I'm just working on the name. So get in contact with me, guys. Well, there you go, guys. That's all I had to say for today. Yeah, have a great day. Stay tuned for episode number 4 of the We Man Learncast. Episode number 4. The 3 E's.
Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive with us. This time, we're looking at something pretty interesting. It's this document all about how we, the people, can actually fix the world economy.
Sounds ambitious.
It is, really. It's written like a guidebook, and we're starting with chapter 1 today. Basically, this chapter focuses on how we can all unite to make a real change. The author even links personal growth to, like, changing the economy, It's almost like you got to win some inner battle before you can go out and change the world kind of thing.
Interesting.
So the document uses some pretty strong language. It talks about things like uniting as one nation and even forming these like elite worldwide state community financial literacy advocate groups.
Yeah, you do.
Pretty?
Definitely gets your attention. It's, unity is a big theme in a lot of movements that want to, change society. But this is different. This author links it to personal change. Like you were saying, you have to fix yourself before you fix the world.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't stop there. They talk about how the things we do today can impact generations to come, like our kids and grandkids, but also society as a whole. Makes you think about the legacy we're leaving behind, doesn't it?
For sure. It's like that saying, right? Leave the world a better place than you found it.
Our choices, even the small ones, can have a ripple effect. Maybe we can really change the course of history. Who knows?
It really makes you wonder, what impact are we having? Now, here's where it takes a turn. The author claims we're in this huge worldwide debt because we spend too much money on stuff like roads, bridges, and wars. And get this, they say the worldwide debt is $53 trillion. That's just an insane amount of money. I can't even imagine that.
53 trillion. It's hard to even picture that much money, Think about the U.S. national debt. Huge, right? Now multiply that by 4. That's sort of what we're talking about here globally. Wow. Okay, that's a lot of debt. So according to this document, the answer is financial literacy. Understanding the system That's the key to changing it. They even mention this crash course. It's from some DLC outreach financial literacy program.
Crash course.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. The document doesn't really give us details about it,
Yeah.
but it does show how important the author thinks financial literacy is. If people understand things like budgets, investing, debt, maybe they can make smarter choices, right? And then who knows, maybe that can change the whole economy.
So financial literacy is like the key to taking control of your own money and maybe even having a say in the bigger picture.
It's like giving people the tools to understand this complex financial world, right? If they can understand it, maybe they can make it work better for themselves and everyone else.
Okay, so that brings us to the author's big idea. They think 1 billion people should donate money that's scaled by income. So billionaires would give 1 billion, millionaires 1 million, middle class $100, and so on. Pretty bold, right?
Very bold. I mean, it's hard to say if that many people would actually donate, but it does make you think, what if they did? Could that much money actually change the economy?
That's the $1 million question, or I guess in this case, the $1 billion question. And to make things even more interesting, they list 8 things that they say make up the foundation of the world. Get this, the list includes things like fuzzy numbers, economy, energy, environment, demographics, money and credit, and real estate. It's a weird mix, but it makes you wonder how these things all fit together, you know?
Yeah, it seems random at first, but if you think about it, they are all connected. I mean, the economy needs energy, it's affected by how many people there are, and it's all tied to money and credit. And of course, the environment affects everything.
So it's not just a random list, it's like a web of things that make the world work.
Exactly. And the author seems to be saying, if you want to change the system, you can't just change one little part. You have to understand how it all works together. This author, they really know how to weave these big ideas together, right? It's fascinating. Look, all this stuff about financial literacy leading to this massive effort to change the whole world economy.
Yeah, super ambitious.
Yeah.
And in chapter 2, it gets even more interesting. They move away from the big picture stuff and get really personal. It's all about these internal battles we all face.
Right. This is where the author really dives into personal growth, like how important it is if you want to change society. They talk about conquering your fears, believing in yourself, and figuring out what your purpose is, all that stuff.
So it's like fix yourself first, then fix the world.
Yeah, pretty much. The author keeps saying that real change starts from within. It's about realizing your potential, having a good mindset, and being a leader, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you.
Makes me think about those financial literacy advocate groups they mentioned. Maybe they're not just for learning, maybe they're also about personal growth and feeling empowered.
That's a good point. The author doesn't actually say that directly, but it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They're all about inner transformation.
Right.
So maybe these groups are like spaces where you can learn about money, but also support each other and feel inspired to make a change.
Yeah, like a chain reaction. You grow as a person, you feel empowered, then you take action with others, and boom, society starts to change.
Exactly. But there's more. The author also talks about leaving a legacy, not just for you, but for future generations.
Yeah, they're big on how our choices today shape the world of tomorrow. Makes you think about responsibility, right? Not just for ourselves, but for everyone who comes after us.
It's a powerful idea, for sure. And it ties back to what we talked about before, how our actions can impact future generations. The author's saying that when you invest in yourself financially and personally, you're investing in all of humanity.
It's a lot to think about, that's for sure. This whole document, it challenges you to see the world differently. How you see yourself, how you see money, how you see your responsibility to the future.
Totally. And that's what makes this deep dive so interesting. It pushes you to think, to question things, to explore new ideas, and see different perspectives on how we can build a better future.
And it all comes back to that idea of we the people, right? Having the power to create change. Financial literacy, personal growth, collective action. The author really believes we can fix the world economy.
It's a message of hope,
Yeah.
But the question is, how do we make it real? How do we go from individual actions to changing the whole system?
Exactly. What are the steps we can take to actually make a difference? That's what I want to know. Luckily, the author gets into that in the next chapter. They give us a framework for action.
Can't wait to see what they say.
Yeah.
I'm curious how they connect all this stuff about unity, personal growth, and legacy to real strategies for change.
So, are you ready to explore those strategies with us? Let's dive into the next chapter and see how the author plans to turn this vision into a reality. All right, so we're back. We've talked about unity, personal growth, leaving a legacy. But how do we actually, put all this into practice?
That's where chapter 3 comes in. This is where the author gets down to brass tacks. They have this plan to tackle the whole global debt crisis, and they want to do it with financial education and everyone working together.
So they actually give us some steps to take. Tell me more.
Yep, and it all starts with those 8 elements we talked about before. Remember, fuzzy numbers, economy, energy, environment, demographics, money and credit, and real estate. The author digs into each one, explaining how they all kind of work together to impact the global financial system.
Right. The big picture. So it's not just a random list. It's like a map of the whole system.
You got it. The author's saying if we want to change things for real, we got to see the whole system, not just one piece here and there.
It makes sense. But what are we supposed to do with all this knowledge? How do we make a difference?
That's where financial literacy comes in. The author thinks that once we understand how the system works, we can make better choices, for ourselves and as a group.
So it's about giving people the power to control their own money and then use that to change the bigger picture.
Exactly. Imagine everyone understands budgeting, investing, how debt works. The author thinks that could create a way more stable and fair financial system for everyone.
Sounds great in theory. But how do you make that happen? How do we make financial literacy like a normal thing?
They have a bunch of ideas. It starts with education, making sure financial literacy is taught in schools and stuff. And they talk about using technology and online resources so that anyone can learn about money no matter who they are.
So financial education for everyone, not just the rich folks or the people who went to fancy schools.
Right on. The author believes everyone deserves to understand money. It should be like a basic right.
And this could be where those financial literacy advocate groups come in, right? Maybe they could help spread the knowledge and give people the tools to make a change.
For sure. Those groups could be like centers for financial learning. They could provide resources, offer support, and even mentor people so everyone can learn about money and feel confident about it.
I'm starting to see the whole picture now. Financial literacy everywhere, people working together in these groups. But what about that $1 billion donation thing? Do they still think that's going to happen?
Well, funny you should ask. The author brings that up again in this chapter, but they kind of changed their tune a little. They admit it might be hard to get that many people to donate all at once, but they still think it's a powerful symbol, It shows that people are united and dedicated to making a change.
So it's not really about the money itself, it's more about what it represents.
Yeah, it's about the message. The author thinks that even if they don't get $1 billion, just the fact that people are trying, that they're coming together and showing support, that could inspire others to get involved.
Like a spark that ignites a whole movement.
Exactly. They think this whole idea of giving together could create a ripple effect that changes how people think, influences policies, and leads to a better world economy for everyone.
Wow, this has been an incredible journey. We started with this idea of unity and personal growth, and now we have a whole plan for financial education and everyone working together. It's a lot to take in, that's for sure. So listener, what do you think? What part resonated with you?
Yeah, what will you take away from this?
Yeah.
Did anything inspire you? Maybe you want to join a financial literacy advocate group or learn more about how the world economy works.
Or maybe you'll take a closer look at your own finances, start investing in your personal growth, or find ways to help out in your community. Who knows? This document has a lot of different ideas, and it's up to you to decide what works best for you.
That's what's so cool about it. It gives you a map, but you get to choose your own path.
So that wraps up our deep dive. We hope you enjoyed it. We encourage you to take what you learned today and make a difference. Because remember, the power to shape the future is in your hands.
At Econ Learning Center, we believe that financial freedom is within your reach. Imagine transforming your financial future with personalized plans tailored just for you. Our comprehensive programs cover everything from budgeting basics to advanced wealth-building strategies. Struggling with debt? We offer debt consolidation and negotiation services that can lighten your load. Worried about your credit score? Our credit restoration experts will analyze your report, help dispute errors, and teach you how to build better credit habits. Whether you prefer online courses or in-person support, we provide flexible learning options to fit your lifestyle. Join us and take the first step toward mastering your finances and achieving the stability you deserve. Your journey to financial empowerment starts here. At Econ Learning Center, we believe that financial freedom is within your reach. Imagine transforming your financial future with personalized plans tailored just for you.